You are listening to In Response, a legacy podcast. A show where three handsome guys talk about their favorite Magic the Gathering format, Legacy. This show is brought to you by createness@anycost.com and austrian-legacy.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/response_legacy. And now, lean back and enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 26th episode, Delver, the perfect 5 out of 7 of
In Response,
a legacy podcast.
I'm Philipp Klein
I am Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
and we're talking about legacy.
Most of the time.
So we have the perfect the perfect title for this episode.
It can't get any better.
Yeah, definitely S tier. I think the hardest thing for us in this episode was just finding the title.
Pretty much.
Isn't this for every episode?
Sometimes we already have the title at first, and then we just sketch the episode together.
Yeah.
You mean like Berle Ligue?
That's right, or like Which Bitch. These were the 2 episodes we had the title at first, I think. And
I think so.
And after that, we always had to find the title according to our notes.
Yeah. I think we got one wrong where we had a Star Wars reference because of the title prior, and we got pretty much shamed at our LGS because of it. After
Yeah, that's true.
A New Hope or something like that, there was a possibility to think around.
Yeah, but that was a conscious decision because we wanted to keep the title for the next plannings, if there are any.
Yeah, could be.
Oh yeah, so enough of that. Let's start with the intro. Peter, what have you been up to? How are you today?
I'm fine. I've had some problems with my back prior, and yeah, now I quit work, not because of the problems with my back, just because university will start in a few weeks now. And yeah, I enjoy
some
going back
vacation.
to university, and I need 2 weeks off.
So, did you already have your last day at work?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was on
nice.
Saturday. And
Finally.
I really enjoyed breaking free.
You want to break free?
Queen. I've heard so much of them because they're pretty much always in the radio. So, but the songs are all really, really great.
I gotta admit, I wasn't a real Queen fan at first, but
Oh,
The-
really?
the-
Why?
yeah, because like Peter said, they were always on the radio, and at the time when I was growing up, everything that was on the radio was just uncool.
Yeah, because you heard all the songs all the time and you're just getting sick of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's basically it. And after the film, after Bohemian Rhapsody, it just totally clicked. And
It
oh
exploded.
my god,
yeah.
it's so great.
They're amazing.
But I think there are a lot of people that experience this
For sure.
with Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the 20-minute sequence at the end where they showed pretty much the whole
that's so
Live Aid
wonderful.
concert was a really, really cool thing.
that's so great. And I think Rami Malek has sung this whole thing himself.
No,
Am I right?
No, there was another singer.
I think he's called Marc Martel or something like
Okay.
that. Maybe we should put the link in the show notes actually, because
Gina showed us, I think, or was it you?
I showed you because Gino and Peter, we were at the Nova Rock and Core Festival,
Okay.
which we
Yeah,
actually can
this
talk about.
This was in the last 2 weeks. Yes.
We had some problems.
With the personal stuff, but now we have a topic. Yeah, it was a great concert, and we I don't know why, but I think we also talked about Bohemian Rhapsody there, and who actually sang the song sang the songs. And there's one guy called Marc Martel, and he has a YouTube channel and he covers Queen songs by himself. And if you just turn the music up and you don't have a picture to it, you would literally think it is
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
His voice is amazing. He even sang once live when there was Celine Dion in the audience, I think, and he made her cry actually because of his singing.
Yeah, he is really, really good. And if you heard side by side the live music and the film music, you don't really see any difference or hear any difference.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we were Nova Rock Encore.
Yeah, we were in Nova Rock.
Unfortunately, not with me. I was at a wedding. Oh, fuck, yeah, that's the next thing I totally missed. Everything just burst together. Because for our listeners, we are we are now in our normal schedule again, because the last episode was a little bit delayed for a week because of Daniel's vacation.
Yeah, it was a conference trip.
It's basically the same.
More or less.
And now we're back in our old schedule of every 3 weeks.
So just 2 weeks between the last episode.
Yeah. So with that, if we want to mirror Everyday Eternal, we are your favorite tri-weekly legacy podcast.
Probably the only tri-weekly legacy podcast.
Your favorite tri-weekly. Makes no difference.
Definitely.
What is the frequency of the Everyday Eternal podcast?
They always say, your most likely favorite bi-weekly legacy podcast.
And for sure we have to be the favorite tri-weekly then.
And deceptively named. Julian always says deceptively named, I think.
Deceptively named bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of the Nova Rock, it was a nice concert, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of... it was quite crowded, but I think 15,000 people there.
With 86% of whom were vaccinated. Mm-hmm. The bands were great.
The rest was tested for our listeners. The rest was tested.
This was the requirement. This was the requirement. Quite nice bands actually. Ruskaya, if you heard of them.
They were.
I think
amazing.
they are. I don't know which country they are. Are they actually Russian? I'm not sure.
I'm not
or
sure.
German,
they are really, really big in Austria.
Are they Austrians?
Or Austrian? Could also
I think they're Austrian.
but they have some
the
Russian
singer
flair.
is definitely Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is a multicultural thing.
Yeah.
Austria's a multicultural country.
What else were there? Maneskin?
Or Maneskin. I don't know.
I think Maneskin.
They won the Eurovision Song Contest this year, and they were amazing.
Yeah, it's an Italian rock band.
Yeah.
They're really great.
They were really good live. They played amazing soli on the guitar.
Had good performance.
They had a crowd surf solo from the guitarist.
Oh, that's great.
So it was just as you wish a rock band would be. Just the opposite of.
Then on the other side was Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit on the opposite side of concerning performance. I mean, they are a little bit old now, and I think this was not the most important concert for them. So in that case, but they did not really interact with the audience.
Yeah, I hate it when this happens.
That's why. I love the band. I really love the music.
Yeah.
Studio-wise, it is great songs, but live they were a little bit, compared to the other ones, a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah,
honestly.
I felt the same when I have when I saw Slayer on the Nova Rock Festival. I think 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed that they just played their set and this was everything. And I really hate this. And for this, one of the best live bands in my opinion is always the German band Beatsteaks, because they're so interactive with the audience and they're so great.
So great because they interact with the crowd. They sing with you together. They do challenges between the one part of the crowd and the other part of the crowd. The singer has an amazing live voice. His voice live is better than in studio records. So if you have both the parts, because a band is really, really great as a live band if they interact with the crowd, or they are better than on studio records. And if you have both parts, the band is just nuts.
Yeah, that's the same with Beatsteaks, because I can't listen to them on the album because they're so electronic. But when they're live performing, there's no synthesizer in it. There's just guitars and bass, and they're so rocky suddenly, and then they don't sound at all like the albums, and they're so great.
You want to know who is rocky live but not on the album? Sunrise Avenue.
Yeah. I can totally see this.
I also felt the same about Kiss. I don't know if you have seen them live.
Unfortunately.
But honestly, quite honestly, they don't have that amazing songs. But the live performance is just mind-blowing. Completely mind-blowing. It is one of the best concerts I went to.
We could try for a Kiss song title for our titles in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah,
it could be something.
But anyways, I think we should go into the main topic of our podcast today.
Yeah, which should be Legacy most of the time.
Yeah. There are some tournaments coming up.
Woo! And the first one is on the Saturday. It's basically tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow for you guys, yeah?
Yeah, because we're releasing this like every time on Friday. And tomorrow is the 3-4-1 Legacy 1K in Vienna. Unfortunately, you two won't attend this time.
Yeah. So you will have to represent the In Response team.
Oh, that's really a huge burden that you lay upon me.
Yeah, you have to go 0-5 drop.
Definitely.
And advertise and merchandise all the time.
That's the only thing. That's the only reason why I'm going there.
Yeah.
To advertise our podcast.
And the event on next year, the tournament.
Unfortunately, I don't have any flyers for this.
This would be nice. I thought about this when the last time I was in Freising. Some flyers about the tournament would be really nice, actually.
Yeah, maybe we can get this for the next time Freising.
But if you guys have any ideas how to advertise something like that, maybe you have some experience also. Just let us know. This would also be a great helpful for us.
Yeah, write us on Twitter at response_legacy or write us an email in-response@gmx.at.
We really want to be that event to be big.
Yeah, for sure.
And by the way, we have now a date where the tickets or the packages will be available.
Yeah.
It's the 1st of November this year.
Is it October?
1st of October.
October.
1st
Next
of October.
month.
Next month.
I skipped a month.
Yeah.
The first of the 10th month of the year.
Yeah.
So 1st of October. You can purchase the tickets. We will put the links in the show notes also.
And probably not in the show notes, but in the you can find the link then on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram.
Yeah, we will share it via our In Response Twitter
and
account.
Post it in every Facebook group where we are active in. So it's probably also in Leaving a Legacy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and just to go back, I will play in the 3-4-1 Legacy 1K. We're
Have you
heading
decided
there
on which deck actually?
No, actually not. I'm playing Bak Hogak.
A safe bet for you.
Yeah, I'm experienced with the deck, although I haven't played it in the last year. But the deck works basically the same like it did the last time.
It didn't change much, did it?
Yeah.
Have you considered Espa because of the new looting spell?
That's 2 mana. No.
Well,
No.
you lose the
You lose the
green.
Vengevines.
The Vengevines are too important, and hard casting Vengevine is very important actually.
Yeah.
And you can't. I really hate the 4-color lists. I think they're so bad.
One of the advantages of Hogak is that it has a quite stable mana base, and you definitely don't want to get susceptible to Wasteland.
Yeah, and you need green because you've got the Force of Vigor in the sideboard.
Yeah.
The Abrupt Decay, the Assassin's Trophy,
Yeah.
and now also Run Afoul, which is your basically only out versus lands or versus depth.
I mean, you
to win.
basically played Mardu because you needed the answer for the depths matchup back in the days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
why
now
I
you
was
got
working on Mardu.
back with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and with Run Afoul, there's no reason to splash white anymore. Sure, Prismatic Ending would be cool, but
Yeah, there's still Decay.
you don't need it. Yeah, there's Decay, there's Trophy. You don't need
and
it.
Force of Vigor. The permanence that you care about can't be dealt with these cards.
The only thing that I could go behind would be Chant.
Yeah.
Because Bug has sometimes the problems that he can't get the cards out of the hand.
Yeah.
And you are fluting, you can easily flashback and discard the things you don't need. And you have 4 Putrid Imps, which is also really great in discarding your hand.
Yeah.
And with the Hadron Crab builds...
They're more explosive.
They are really more explosive. They're faster, but they lose a little bit of steam after some rounds. After some turns,
This is what you often call staying power. This is a little bit.
And Chant has a little bit more staying power. So I personally prefer Chant more, but I think Bug is probably the way to go for this time because I'm so intrigued by this list because it plays 3 days.
Oh yeah, this is nice.
And Days is just so great, and especially with Hadron Crab, you get the land back for the landfall trigger.
Yeah.
You can protect your Hadron Crab, and also you can counter Endurance on your first turn, which is huge.
This is important, yeah. Endurance is a problem.
And so I think I will go play Bug Hogek. The only problem I had is that I wasn't really sure how hard I want to meme on this tournament because there are some things that I like to play in the near future because I can't attend a lot of FNMs anymore.
Yeah, you can play the latest deck list of checks.
You meant the red, white, fuck Denver list?
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't win.
You win via decking the opponent's Delver player.
If it would have 4 Furies in it, I could see it.
This would actually make sense.
Yeah, then you can win.
Instead of the Fogged Bolts, maybe?
And I would play 4 Arid Mesa.
And 4 Plateaus?
No. You don't want your lands to get wastelanded.
Oh, God.
And he doesn't play any fetches because
they
can't get stifled. So you can fuck Delver really hard.
Yeah, you destroy Delver, but you don't win. Delver just loses by decking then.
Yeah, exactly. Delver will play Endurance to win against this deck.
But yeah, back to the topic, things that are heading in consideration, that I considered for this tournament would be Doomsday with the new Consider, or a Phoenix build. Which is pretty much also very bad against Endurance.
Oh yeah, Phoenix is really bad momentarily.
I think that the Burning Wish variant is better situated because you can always go the Empty Warrens route.
Yeah.
And you have now Galvanic Relay instead of Echo of Eons.
This sounds like a bad version of Testan, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you can't get your Phoenixes out of your exiled stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But there's also the Phoenix list with the Doomsday sidebar plan, which is also
hybrid.
not so good against Endurance.
You could play Doomsday instead.
Yeah, I don't have the not enough
uses.
Yeah, I don't have enough uses because this event is rule enforcement level competitive, so no proxies allowed. And who the fuck has 4 Doomsdays? For uses.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Me neither.
Now, I've got 2. That's a lot, but I don't have 4.
Yeah.
And you would need 5 because you said prior in our pre-talk that some lists play
5
Watery Grave.
Yeah. You play in Doomsday either the 5 UC with the 1 Watery Grave, or you play 4 UC and a Volcanic for the splash.
Oh yeah.
Or 4 UCs and the Tundra for the splash.
Yeah. And also, I really like the list from Philip Gallagher, the Magecraft aggro build that I'm probably trying out this Friday.
You mean Epson aggro?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Berserk and Invigorate. Wow, that's so cool. And Chain of Smog. Oh yeah, I'm digging deep in the chain here.
This is pretty janky, yeah.
Hey, he went 3-2.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he lost 1 match because he misplayed. he could have easily won because he has he hadn't seen the combo killer will turn prior that he had through force and then I think a removal. So he would have easily gone 4-1. And the other match he lost versus 2 times Tess turn 1. Which can simply happen.
Happens, yeah. Anyways, you will be present there.
Oh yeah, and I will advertise our podcast.
And the next thing that will happen is the 64-person tournament in Freising.
Yeah.
Near Munich.
And we will all be there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we will have...
On 17th of October.
Yeah.
We will talk about this a little bit more in the next episode.
Exactly.
And the whole cast will be present. And we
This
all
should be nice.
will have our shirts on.
Yeah, this would be nice.
Because now we had a little problem with our shirts because
they are quite bigger sized as they should be.
Yeah.
So we bought the normal sizes that every one of us has, and they were one size too big.
Yeah.
For each of us.
Yeah,
and even
pretty much.
And even for Daniel, it was probably 2 sizes too big.
Yeah,
or 1.5
the
size.
normal size is S, and oftentimes I also have XS, depending on the cut of the shirt. And
we bought an M.
You bought myself an M, and it looked like a tent.
Because it looks like a so huge tent.
So we had to at least get an S.
We bought M for manly, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I'm manly enough.
But now you've got your S on.
That's fine.
So
and
you
I've got
look
the
now
M.
sexy now. So.
Yes, I'm S for sexy.
And I'm L for long dick.
Basically, Daniel and I, we have switched our shirts now.
Yeah, you bought the S1 and then you took my M1, yep.
Now Peter has my L. I've got Daniel's M, and you've got the new S.
New S, yes.
And
now,
shout out to our
patron, your one and only patron,
Chino. He's
Chino,
a
yeah.
dirty slut, and he got the XL shirt that I had, and we have to sign it in the near future.
Yeah.
For him.
We will do that, of course.
So that's also a Patreon gift that you could receive if you were a patron.
And so what happened in the last few weeks, or in the last 2 weeks?
In the last 2 weeks, yeah.
So
the Legacy Pit Open was there. I'm not sure actually what event this actually was. Maybe
Yesterday
you can help me
it
out.
was. It was actually
on Saturday.
On
Saturday. It was a tournament with 350 people.
Was it a Sunday?
No, it was the Saturday tournament.
Okay.
Whatever. Last weekend.
Last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. Yeah.
And it was, I think, a 20k.
A 10k.
No, it was a 20k. It got bigger from sizes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I knew it was advertised as a 10k.
At first it was a 10k. Then the people came and ordered their ticket, and they made it bigger. They scaled it up to 20k.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
Where was it located? In the USA, probably.
In the USA.
In Fredericksville.
It's in some city in America, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's definitely Massachusetts.
This is
it's near the Boston,
big
Pittsburgh area.
Legacy.
And
hopefully I'm not. I'm not wrong here.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna look this up.
Unfortunate news for all American, or everyone in the world. The 100k
Maryland.
in Missouri got cancelled because of the COVID situation in America. And Jeremy, the organizer of the tournament, got COVID. He suffers, as far as I read on the internet, some causes of long COVID. So get well soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's a pill of the format. Definitely with a series. And
okay, so I've got it here. They were in Maryland.
Okay, and it was a 20k.
Okay, yeah, I don't see this here on Twitter. But yeah, shout out to Travis Parsley. Great event, really cool. And we always love some community action.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten the time to look into the coverage because I had to work on Saturday, my last day. Then there was a birthday party from a friend of mine, and was some fun. But
Who was the winner?
Gary Wang.
Gary Wang. He's the Lord of the Pit.
He's the Lord of the Pit.
He's the Lord of the Pit.
And he won with Jeskai Ragastil.
Ragastil.
Or,
great deck.
Or Ragasaga.
One of the best decks of the format right now.
Ragasaga.
Ragasaga. But that's
there I have the deck list. Gary Wang. It was basically Ragasaga. Or was it Ragasaga? No, without Sega.
Without
Sega.
With the 4 Volcanics, 3 Tundra,
That's
a Mystic
interesting.
Sanctuary,
Actually.
1 Wasteland, with a Chase, so it was pretty slow.
This is an interesting deck list, actually. Yeah, I would have sworn he had Ursus second, but usually these decks have some.
I really hate some sideboards like this. 13 1-offs and a 2-off. No.
But yeah, you play 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder, 3 Expressive Iteration. You find your 1-offs.
Well, a lot. This has oftentimes a specific purpose. Some cards.
They overlap each other.
You have a metagame and you map out the matchups that you expect, and you're looking for specific cards that can be applicable in different kind of matchups.
Yeah.
And
You need a good
oftentimes the
overlap.
one-off, they often overlap for different matchups. It's not that there is one card for one specific matchup.
I mean, if you see this, he has an Alpine Moon in the sideboard and a Meltdown, and they both apply really, really good against Saga decks. Because you basically Alpine Moon the Saga, then the Saga is dead, or you melt on the tokens afterwards.
I really like the Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon is such an underrated card.
Yeah.
Then
I
a
really
really
like it.
important card in the meta currently in the sideboard, good old Torpor.
This is a nightmare for Doomsday.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the counter for Nalrod? For Torpor?
Yeah, well, counter it.
Yeah, counter it.
Because then nothing.
You don't play any bounce spells.
No.
Yeah.
If it sticks, you're basically dead.
Yeah. That's
Unless
true.
you have Emrakul.
Emrakul Shelter Guile, yeah.
Yeah.
That works, I think. Yeah.
That's worse because
Then
Emrakul
attack
is
is a cast trigger.
the cast trigger.
It's a cast
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I really like the deck. I like the Alpine Moon. And
I like the chase.
you like the Chase. I am more
It
fond
is-
of the Teferi. The Teferi Time Raveler
It
is
seems
cool.
like a little bit of a more mid-rangey version of. I mean, not that grindy.
It seems like you cut the Delver for a little bit more staying power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still goes a little bit into the direction of Sagavan. But does Sagavan play Murktides?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You play the exact same creature suite with Sagavan.
Okay.
Just without the DRC, I
So
think.
he
Yeah.
opted for a more stable mana base and a little bit more grindy action with Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I mean,
I can see
He tries to go a little bit bigger than the blue-red Delver versions.
I can see that, yeah.
and as the saying goes, if your deck is a little bit slower than the opponent's deck, you win. If a deck is a lot slower than your opponent's deck, you lose. So if you want to have a good matchup against the blue-red Delver decks, you have to be just a little bit tight, slower, and then everything works out. I mean, the problem with the Delver decks is Expressive Iteration is a really fantastic card that is a 2-for-1.
So good.
And yeah, with that, the mid-range of this deck is quite a little bit better, just as before the printing of it.
I find it extreme that Expressive Iteration now finds its way into so many decks.
Yeah,
I played
control
last week against Stefan on his Anurag Das pile, what he calls the A pile. And it's basically a band that splashes red for Expressive Iteration. And I got destroyed.
Yeah, this is
Oh
really
my
a grindy
Yeah.
deck, fantastic deck.
And I mean, Band control doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, it exists, but
exists,
a lot of the players just moved on, plays now 4-color control, just as Brian Cobwell. He also plays in this tournament, placed 30th, went 6-0-1, then lost twice the winning in for the top 8.
Shout out to Bosch and Roll here.
Shout out to Bosch and Roll, definitely.
He probably won't hear our podcast, but
and yeah, he placed the Triumph in there just to make the mana the tide a little bit easier. And yeah, the expressive iteration as the 2-for-1 staple in there, just instead of the Icefang Quaddle, made the deck just that much better in deck.
That's true.
Or
and
card picking.
This is the direction that we had. Well, at the beginning, sometimes Ragavan was compared to Death Shaman, and I think one big reason why you can play 4-color control is Ragavan, as it fixes your mana.
Because of the treasure token.
Yeah,
I mean, the 4-color control decks don't play Ragavan.
I think they do.
No, they don't play Ragavan.
They can't play Ragavan.
They can't play?
They play Uro. Uro and Loam.
But, okay, they have Loam.
They have Loam now?
Yeah, Brian Covell played 2 Loams.
Interesting.
He played Bant Loam.
I thought that... I thought
4-color
Loam.
And he said in his tweet that this Bant Loam list is basically a better Loam deck than the Loam decks and a better Bant deck than the Bant decks.
Okay, but
I see that.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw Marc
but the best Bant
play
deck.
the 4-color deck in Freising last time, and I think he played Ragavan.
Yeah,
sure.
he's still trying the Ragavan because it gives you a different angle and a different angle to attack. Because you can be the slow control deck, but you also can have the aggressive 1-drop. But most of the lists play either the Ragavan or the expressive iteration.
Okay.
Why not play both and play Brew and Delver?
Yeah, this would also be... Speaking of that, how did the meta look like of this event actually?
The Legacy Pit Open was pretty diverse.
Was it diverse? Okay.
If you look at the top 8, it was the Cheska list from Gary Wong. Then we had 4-color Luren from David Tardif, Blue-Red Delver from Ian Bosley, Lance from Jacob Romansky, Blue-White Affinity from Neil Crocker, another is a Delver list from Alex Wu, Snow Miracles from Joss Warsaw with Classic Band, and then another it's a Delver list from Robert Shaw.
So it's not that clear that we have a best deck. I mean, yeah, it is probably Delver.
It's probably Delver,
Yeah.
And shout out to Thomas Smiley in the 11th place with Cheska Stone. I mean, Thomas Smiley, I knew the name.
He is from the Dead Format cast, and
is it the Dead Format cast?
Yeah, he is the Thomas Smiley. And if you listen to the last Dead Format cast, he was top 8 in the Leaving a Legacy Open, but there was a misunderstanding. He had to leave early because of his wife's birthday party.
Okay.
And he talked with all of the people there, so with the judges and his opponents, that he gets his top 8 prize and drops and can drive home. And then they nodded and said, yeah, that's okay, and then they just kicked him out of top 8 and he got nothing.
Okay.
And not even his fucking name on it. And
that's hard.
that's so extreme.
Had it solved the issue with Jerry?
I don't think so. I got to re-listen to the episode, but I would have been...
It's a shame.
I would have been so salty also.
Okay.
That's not really cool. But he played it back to back.
And he plays a plateau, the best duel in Legacy.
Woo,
everything is fixed.
I think I've played more plateaus than even you in my Magic career.
I mean, I'm playing currently a list with 3 plateaus.
Yeah, I've played also lists with 3 plateaus.
You played a lot of the Dead Sky Ale shit.
Yeah, the Mardu Pyromancer shit, and I played it really well. But yeah, and he played the same deck in the Leaving a Legacy Open.
Well, it seems that this paper event certainly looks more diverse than the online meta.
Yeah.
For example, if we look at the showcase, the challenge showcase.
I mean, the meta was, we had basically 3 different decks in the top 8.
Yeah.
And
so people are playing different stuff online and mostly the Delver decks.
Oh yeah.
Currently we have the, how's it called?
A trifecta?
No, we have a token. We have the token for the bigger tournaments so that you can...
The all access.
You have the all access tokens. So now you can take basically every card on Magic Online and you can play with it.
Okay.
And
for 25 euros.
Yeah, for 25 euros. And for that, everyone and your mother can play Blue Red Delver because the 1000 ticks doesn't matter because of the new cards.
But where do you get the cards from?
You have it in your inventory.
Yeah,
also.
it's an event and you get God mode.
Okay, that's actually
for 3
nice.
days. You didn't know that?
No.
They have
That's
it
nice.
since Eternal Weekend last year.
Okay.
There are some tournaments where you get...
Yeah, you had it. I think 2 weeks prior to this in the PAX East. You've now got it for the Gen Con, and you will get it for Eternal Weekend. The all access token.
Okay.
So basically, what happens is you buy your entry for the event, and then you get 2 tokens: one for the event and one for the God mode cards.
Okay.
Then some cards are excluded, like I think the inventions or invocations.
I think it's the invocations, then the cards from the secret layers, then it's included the
Excluded.
Yeah. Then where we got the 3-1 that gets protection from a player reprint.
The Frunem Nemesis, the commander.
No, the set where the reprint was in.
Time Spiral Remastered.
No, in Time Spiral Remastered he wasn't in. There was a commander like draft set. This one is also included. No.
Jumpstart.
Jumpstart, I think, is also excluded.
I don't know actually now, but that's okay.
Yeah, the reprint from
Frunem
Nemesis was in there. I'm completely thrown out. But yeah, the meta was pretty dominated by Ragavan Dave stacks. We had Julian, shout out to Julian Knapp, winning the tournament on Jessica Saga still. Yeah. Or Jessica
I
Raga,
can see
Raga Saga.
a trend here.
Yeah.
Then we have 1, 2, 3 Doomsday Delver players in the top end. Then we have a Grixis Raga Still deck, Raga Saga deck in the top 8 with Binu. Then we had
is it Raga?
Duke?
It's not still. It's only
Raga Saga.
Yeah, it's only Raga Saga. Yeah.
It's only a Saga.
No, without Saga.
It's Grixis.
Grixis no Delver.
Grixis Delver.
Grixis no Delver.
Yeah.
Slow Grixis.
So the perfect card.
Yeah.
Perfect 5 out of 7.
Yeah. Delver decks are a perfect 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then we have Reduke on Elves and Easy Money Maxman on 5-color or 4-color Reanimator. I think it's 4-color Reanimator.
Is it really 5 color? I mean, you've got Wooburg here, but
because of the archetype of endurance. But you have the UC, the Scrubland, and the Badlands.
So it's basically Grixis.
4-color.
Scrubland. I haven't seen a Scrubland yet.
4-color.
Yeah, I don't.
What's this?
You don't know archetype of endurance. You need it versus Caracas.
Because it's not legendary.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's tech. The only thing I don't like about this new Reanimator list is the Children of Corliss with the Tendrils of Agony.
But this was not played in this list, I think.
Yeah, it's played. Children of Corliss.
Is it played?
Tendrils, yeah.
Okay.
I don't like this. It's more of a. It's a
different angle that costs you 2 slots, so it's kind of okay-ish, I would say.
I would love a tight spot.
I mean, is it probably a hedge against endurance a little bit?
Because why?
I mean, you still lose to endurance.
Do you still lose to endurance?
Because the loop is that you reanimate your Children of Corliss 10 times in this turn.
No, then.
I mean, not 10 times, but 2 to 3 times.
Well, maybe I thought you would just go for mini tendrils or something like that. I'm not sure.
No, don't.
I mean, you can go for mini tendrils with Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, Entomb, 10 drills for the last 10 damage.
One big guy, attack with it, and then finish your opponent off with 10 drills.
The only thing I have
but
here.
But it's one of, and you have no tutor for it.
Yeah. That's the thing. What I don't like about the Children of Qualis 10 drills of Agony here, I don't know the deck name at the moment. Not Ice Station Zebra.
I know what you mean.
You mean the
Tin Fins.
Tin Fins, yeah.
Tin Fins. If you want to play Children of Qualis into Ten Drills of Agony, you should play Tin Fins. And not... reanimate.
Yeah.
And if you want to play Children of Qualis into how's the 3-mana 2/2, if you draw a card from your empty library, you win the game card Laboratory Maniac.
Yeah,
then you play Ice Station Zebra.
And I don't think Ice Station Zebra would be so bad at the moment in the meta.
Does it lose to Endurance?
Not really. You play Dark Depths with Testpin Stage also.
Mm-hmm.
You have another angle of attack, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a deck I really want to play, but I need 2 bios for it. So.
That's no problem. I can borrow you them.
But I need the whole depths.
I can borrow you the whole deck.
I know. And I sucked at the mulligan decision with the deck.
Oh yeah, you do. So this meta isn't really diverse.
But the paper meta looks good actually.
The paper meta looks definitely better than the online meta, but yeah.
So we see here a really different, two different meta actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is something that often was the case in Legacy, that the online meta looks completely different than the paper meta. It's nothing surprising for me.
Yeah, that's nothing surprising. But if you're working towards a tournament and you're testing for a tournament, what is the data you would consider for yourself?
I would definitely consider the online meta to extent that the outcome of the online tournaments is what people are referring to when they build their own decks in mind. And so people, if for example, if I have a challenge on Sunday and then the next weekend I have a paper event. On the paper event, people will be prepared for the method that was on the Sunday event online, for sure. But paper-wise, people are restricted to what they have in cards, and definitely they won't just play the best deck all the time. I think this is just more diverse because Legacy is a format where people play their favorite decks. Yeah. And
I'm the best example.
And they will be more geared towards it's on the meta concerning the sideboard, the special or flex slots, and for example. And you should take that in mind when you build your own deck.
Yeah, that's true.
So in that case, both are important, in my opinion.
But we will have a lot of rogue decks in paper, a lot more than online that will show up. We will have a lot more I play this deck for the last 10 years and I will play this deck in paper. And you can do well with it. And we see this with Marcus Ewald. He just sleeved up. He played High Tide online again. And went back to back top 8. One time lost in the finals and another top 4 finish with the deck.
With Time Spiral. With Spiral Tide,
With Spiral Tide.
So great.
And if you know your deck, it doesn't matter which meta it is and what deck it is most of the time.
That's true, especially with combo decks.
Yeah, especially with combo decks. If you know the angle to attack them, if you know your cards and how to sequence them, there is... you need a really, really good opponent that can stop you.
This is actually a good note to finish, I think, for this episode.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. So we will see you again in 3 weeks on the 15th of October. We will have the next episode. If you like what we are doing, consider following us on Twitter. It's @response_legacy. You can find me on Twitter. It's @PhinnikMTG, PhinnikMTG. And where can we find you, Peter, on social media?
You can find me on Twitter. It's @UnicornLord, but the O in the Lord is a 0 and not on Instagram. Where can we find you, Daniel?
Fuck you. Fuck you, Peter. Peter, make yourself an Instagram. I want to tag you. The fuck? And then where can we find you?
You can find me at Twitter or Instagram. But on Twitter it's at Flying Delver.
And yeah, like we already said, you can always also find us on Twitter, response_legacy, and also on Facebook.
Just search In Response, a Legacy podcast. And you can support us via Patreon if you want to get dirty with us. And it's
patreon.com/response_legacy.
Thank you. With that, In Response, the end.
This was In Response, a Legacy podcast. If you enjoyed the ride, feel free to support the show by following, leaving a review, or subscribe on patreon.com/response_legacy.